My boyfriend humiliated me during the celebration of my new job. My, maybe soon to be, ex and I were out at a local bar celebrating a final interview for a new job that went really well. We ordered a round and he was asking about the interview. I then went outside, 5 minutes, to get reception to send a follow-up question to my interviewer and thank them once again for their time. I came back and put my arms around him / gave a little kiss but could immediately sense his energy was off. He was tense and told me to stop, get off. I sat down and asked what was wrong and he said nothing. I was very confused and tried asking in a few different ways and got nothing, just a cold, nasty attitude and no explanation as for the sudden shift in mood. After trying numerous times I finally asked if the evening was going to be ruined. He stood up, slammed the table very hard, so much so that the drinks almost fell over, and said I'm out of here and stormed off. People at nearby tables were looking and I felt humiliated. Dumbfounded, I finished my drink and then headed to another bar alone. Meanwhile, he started message me non-stop, asking where I was, if I was coming back home or had other ideas, aka, to go find another guy. He's accused me of wanting to cheat on him numerous times despite me being completely faithful. He was saying anything except an explanation or offering any sort of apology. He messaged for 2+ HRS saying a bunch of bullshit and then finally offered a very lame apology, after I demanded it, saying he became upset because while I was up from the table his younger brother sent him a text sharing news about his promotion / raise and this made him jealous and he took it out on me. We've been dating for a year and there are reasons I love him but this isn't the first time he's done something like this, been unable to handle big emotions in a mature way, and I think I need to leave. Who else has ever been in a similar situation and can offer encouragement? Comment. He is quick to feel jealous, maybe even jealous of you. He's a bad partner and a huge risk. This is a sign of risk for future abuse. He needs to go. This doesn't get better. Will only get worse. I've fortunately not been in a similar position but can, without reservation, encourage you to leave. Jealous of his brother is the excuse. Jealous of you is the reason. Then magnify the train wreck of a BF that constantly is accusing you of wanting to cheat on him. He's insecure. He's jealous. He's a miserable human being who will never be happy. Enjoy life. Leave him. Don't worry. Be happy. Good luck. Yup. He's abusive. Whether he was jealous of your well-earned new job, or jealous of his brother, or whatever, he was not entitled to take it out on you. The accusations of cheating, BTW, are practically a confession. Once you dump him, you should get tested. I would be extremely surprised if he were not cheating on you. The most relevant and important words in your entire post are I think I need to leave. Nothing else matters. If you're thinking that you need to leave, for whatever possible reason, then you should do it. You deserve to be with someone who never has you thinking that. I don't believe his brother texted him at all. He was jealous of you. You said his mood didn't change until after you stepped outside. He was likely ruminating while you were out there, comparing himself and getting angry. That's why he came up with an explanation after hours went by. He was trying to find a cover story for his disgusting behavior towards you. Okay, there's so many red flags with this guy doesn't even funny. Starting with the fact that he accuses you of cheating constantly, which is usually either a sign that he's a cheater, or that he has severe abusive control issues that you don't want to have to deal with. Seriously. Never date a guy who does this, it means he's screwed up. I'm just going to stop there because every other red flag that comes after that, including his public issues with emotional regulation, don't even need to factor in. Have standards. The first thing is enough to break up with him. And congratulations. I hope you get the job. Even if you don't, I hope that this helps you to identify better men in the future. Think about reading the book, Why Does He Do That? When you are in the situation is sometimes hard to see how bad, wrong and f***ed up it really is. Nobody with good heart would be jealous on own family and takes it out on his GF. He is not good, even if he hid it well for long time. Believe what you see. Believe your gut. You are worth more than this. Don't allow him treat you bad because he cannot process his emotions. Do you do this? So why should you be his punching bag? I'm the same age as you and have just left a 1-year relationship for slightly different reasons. The thing that made my mind up was, do I want to be here in 3 months' time, or do I want to be 3 months into a glow-up and excited about a date I'm going on that week? From my answer to that question, it was easy to make the decision to end it. And the sadness is horrible for a bit but gets better every day. Good luck, mate. Story 2. My boyfriend is mad that my parents invited my ex to a football game. Title says it. I was with my ex for almost 6 years and married for about 7 months. I should have never got married, I know, but my divorce was finalized during the summer. I met my current boyfriend before my divorce, but we were never serious until after everything was finalized. We have been talking for about 8 months and technically dating for about 5 months now. Obviously there is a huge age gap between my ex and I, one of the many reasons the relationship didn't work, but my parents normally got along with him because he was close to their age. They went to many football games together while we were still together, and my mom told me she invited him and his best friend to one last night. She told me she would not bring me up at all, and if he tried to bring me up, she would not allow it. So I really didn't find it too concerning. My boyfriend wanted to FaceTime my mom to see what they were doing, and I told him truthfully that that's not a good idea because my ex is there. To my surprise, he completely flipped the script and got mad at me for it. I told him I have no control over what they decide to do, but reassured him there would be no conversation of me or him, and also told him that I have absolutely no communication with my ex whatsoever. He told me he's extremely unhappy with the situation and thought so highly of this relationship until now. I couldn't understand why, so I kept asking him what I did wrong. He kept saying that I didn't do anything wrong, but if the roles were reversed, I'd feel the same way. After a while of back and forth, he told me he's considering breaking up with me over this. I cried and asked why would he do that when it has nothing to do with me? He just kept saying he has a right to be unhappy right now, and I validated his feelings many times and never dismissed them because his feelings are valid all the time, as are mine. He then tells me he doesn't think he wants to break up but does want to take a step back because we are moving too fast. I asked what he means by this, and he said that he always had concerns since we started talking that I would go back to my ex, and here we are. I told him I have zero interest going back to him and have not even seen him, let alone talked to him, since the divorce, and even before, all communication with him was about the divorce. He said he still wants to talk to me and hang out here and there. But I told him I have too many feelings involved with him at this point to just hang out casually when we spend every day together now and have talked about moving in together, having children, etc. etc. He told me he no longer wants anything serious with me, and I just broke down crying because I feel like I've just wasted my time. I've constantly tried to reassure him I don't talk to my ex. I apologized on my parents' behalf and told him I'd be having a serious talk with them today. It almost seems like he was looking for a reason to step away from me, and this was a good one. Do you think his reaction is justified, or does it seem like he is overreacting? I'm just so lost right now. TLDR, my boyfriend is considering breaking up with me because my parents invited my ex and his friend to a football game with them last night. He still believes I stay in contact with my ex, I don't, and says he wants nothing serious with me anymore. EDA, guys, I know the age gap is weird. I see that now, hence the divorce. I was blinded before and thought nothing wrong of it. My parents didn't want me to marry this guy but didn't interfere because I am an adult. Yes, I'm in therapy. I talked with my parents just now and told them how I felt, and they understand and said it won't happen again. This does not fix the issue with my current boyfriend. Please stop telling me how gross the age gap is. I've been told plenty of times and I'm well aware at this point, the relationship was inappropriate. Also seems to be some confusion about the game. I was not there. I was at home with my boyfriend. My parents had 4 tickets and invited my ex and his best friend. They tailgated together and watched the game together. I was not there and did not see my ex. Another ETA, when I say my parents, I'm referring to my mom and stepdad. My real dad has not been in the picture for several years due to both our wishes of not wanting to contact each other. I had another conversation with my parents to make sure we were all on the same page. I told them it was very inappropriate to invite him to the game with them and it affected my current relationship and will affect all my other ones moving forward. They both agreed with me and were very understanding. They apologized profusely and told me there would 100% be no more contact. And to clarify, I see a lot of comments suggesting that they have frequently hung out/talked since my divorce, which is not true. This is the first time they have communicated with him since the divorce. They are closer with his best friend than him. So they invited his friend and told him that my ex could tag along as well. They made no excuses for their actions and owned up to it pretty well. My parents are not bad people and would do anything to help me and support me. There's a lot that went on behind the scenes of my marriage that my parents didn't know about and I aired it all out for them today. We all cried, but they admitted they felt guilty because they had no idea what I'd been through with him. They acknowledged their wrongdoing in this and I appreciate them both for that and agreeing to never contact this man again. And also, he does not randomly show up to their house to hang out. They do not talk out of the blue. They didn't even ride together to the game, not making excuse, just clarifying some repeat comments. Also, for everyone wondering why my BF wanted to FaceTime my parents, it's because he likes my parents because they are really chill and social people. Yes, he has met them. Comment. OP also shouldn't have left her predatory marriage and then jump straight into a new relationship. She needs to be single for a long time and work on herself and of course therapy. I agree with this, but I also understand jumping from one relationship to another. When you have parents that don't really care, you tend to look elsewhere. I'm obviously making assumptions that her parents don't care, but I cannot imagine most parents being okay with their teenage daughter dating someone in their 30s. I can only imagine what they've said/done/shown in front of her to lead up to all of this. If a 35-year-old manager was approaching my teenager at work, I'd go ballistic and probably assault them physically. Instead, they see him as a buddy, because he was old enough to be her father when he locked her down. I literally can't fathom how they see no issue with his. Hey bud. Glad you came. How was it banging my teenage child? Like, what the fuck do they have in common, lol. I had to reread the title because I was just so mortified that her ex was that old. Nothing online should rattle me at this point, but this did. The parents seem like they're trying way too hard to be cool and be friends with everybody. Normally, I'd say the ex overreacted because parents being friends with their child's ex-spouse isn't that out of reach, but I get how he's feeling here. I'd be disturbed too if my boyfriend's parents invited his much older ex to a social event and I was just expected to mingle. Sorry, your ex-husband who started dating you when you were, maybe, 18 and he was 35? Why are your parents so comfortable with the ex who was inappropriately older than you? Were they all friends before you and ex got together? Generally, I'm not going to endorse this type of insecurity. But there's enough ickiness here with the age gap and the older man's relationship with your parents that I think your BF has every right to find this weird.